How's it going, everybody?
You know who it is.
My name is Sunwoo, and in today's video I want to make some ambient music with you, probably using these devices around, but maybe they are just beautiful props. Who knows? We're gonna find out now. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is something that I've always been wanting to do, and that is to create a multi-sampled instrument from the kalimba. So as opposed to the usual way of creating melodic samples on the OP-1, which is to record a single note, which then is pitched across the whole keyboard, this means that we're going to use the drum sampler, in which we are going to record separate notes on the kalimba and then slice them up in the drum sampler. And that means that we have a more dynamic sample because we are not using the same sample on each key, but rather we have a different sample for each of the keys, which gives us more dynamic sampling and a more interesting sample because everything is just a little more varied, because each time I am playing one of the notes here, I'm not going to do it exactly the same way. And the thing about the drum sampler is that you are limited to 20 seconds of sample time, which might be enough in this case, but it probably won't because the notes do ring out for quite a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record these samples to the tape at first, and I'm going to lower the speed of the tape, which means that we can fit a longer recording time within a shorter amount of sampling time, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Anyway, and in order to record this, oh, what was that? In order to record this, I'm going to use this Olympus recorder because it has two microphones. So I'm going from the headphone output there into the audio input of the OP-1. As you can see, there's already something coming in there, which I should probably have turned off before because my voice could be doubled now. But anyway, this means I can record stereo sampling, which again makes the sample more interesting and dynamic from the get-go, which the OP-1 field mic doesn't allow us to do because it is in mono only, although it is a good microphone for such a small device. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Let's turn this back on. Let's hope... it's not even set to stereo. All right, there we go. So I hope I got all the notes at an almost similar volume, but we can adjust that anyway. So now you see that we only recorded 13 seconds of an actual WAV file or AIF file or whatever format it's using, although in real time we recorded for much longer. So that's pretty cool in order to get longer samples into there. And also I recorded on the vintage 4-track, which means that we added some distortion and some noise to it. So let's turn this off. And now I'm going to lift the sample and drop it for safety reasons, and then drop it into the drum sampler. Alright, and now we've got the sample here. I can adjust the volume a bit and change the start and end points now. Since the kalimba starts at a C, I will have to adjust some of the pitches where I put them to, but yeah, that's just some finicky work that you gotta do if you want to do samples this way. And again, one more thing that leads to this method being more interesting when it comes to sampling melodic instruments inside the OP-1 is that, for example, some of the instruments, their start point is closer to the real sample, and sometimes I'm a little bit off, which means that there will be micro timing when I put things into the sequencer. They won't always be perfectly on point, which of course will make the whole thing sound more human and more organic. And of course, not all notes are perfectly the same volume and so on. I might have to adjust them a little bit, but we'll see. This is quite loud. Let's go to the envelope page and turn it down. Wonderful. Oops. Not a keyboard player. Anyway, you can hear this sounds like a very nice sample. Which, by the way, I'm gonna save this sample right now just so I don't mess anything up, and I'm gonna make it available on my Ko-fi page for free and on my Patreon, so go and check that out after you watch the video. Go ahead and save it. That's our sample now. Sounds nice to my ears. Of course, we can play with effects. As you can hear up here, these octaves fail a little bit, so what one could do is take the lower samples that ring out longer and copy them over here and adjust the pitch appropriately, but for now we'll leave it like this. And immediately one thing I noticed is that I don't have velocity activated. And if I want even more dynamic sounds, I should do that probably. So let's do that. And then let's get Alright, we got multiple notes in there. Now I'm going to enter a few rests in here because I'm going to randomize it all anyway, but I also want some pauses in between the notes. So we're going to randomize this and let's see what happens. Faster. All right. And also some swing in there. So I'm just going to record something now. Yep. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pitch it up again. It's quicker. And play it at this octave. I want to involve some performance aspects. So before recording, I'm going to turn the recording gain down. And I'm also going to turn the mix of the reverb down. So I'm going to perform now this sequence playing and add some more feel to it and basically do an arrangement live. So if I start with the volume low, I might as well play the sequence already and then press record and play. And now we're slowly gonna introduce it. And now we're gonna introduce reverb. So I recorded a whole performance of 2 minutes and 44 seconds on the tape. In real time, it was just 1 minute and 20 seconds or 1 minute and 22 seconds because we recorded at 200% tape speed. So this is an easy way to get a longer performance recorded in a quicker way. But also, since we are pitching it back down now, it will be an octave lower than what we just heard. So it sounds like this. Now we want to add another layer. I'm indecisive right now, but that's also all right. All right, let's just use this pattern and see what we can come up with. All right, again, another performance recorded. Gonna stop the sequencer and just have a quick listen. I'm gonna grab another instance of the FM synthesizer. This one right here. All right, with this specific synth engine, I like to first start with a low FM modulation amount and then turn it up. So that's what we're gonna do. Jumping all over the place here, but you know, you gotta try things out to see what works. I think this one is gonna work out this time. It's about time, so let's listen to somewhere here in the middle. Alright, I'm not super happy with all of this, but let's just go on and try to do some percussion using this shaker here. So I'm gonna go to my drums, gonna start sampling. Alright. And I'm just gonna sample a few different hits. And I'm gonna count to 16 while shaking it, so I make it easy for myself to get slices for each shaker hit. So let's do that. And now I should have just about 16 evenly spaced slices. Not perfect, but I've got my own shaker drum kit now. And now let's try to create some percussion with this. We're gonna go endless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's try to do something freaky, maybe random LFO modulating all parameters. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That gives us some glitchy drums, and I'm gonna record them. 1 second. Gonna turn the speed down at first. And maybe apply a pattern this time. Yeah, that would be interesting. Let's do it like this, and let's see what we can do about effects on this. Not happy yet. I think this effect might be the one. Yeah, nice. All right, so I'm gonna leave the feedback down at first and then increase that over time. And same with the volume. Let's friggin' go. Who knows? again, we're going to pitch it down and hear it at normal speed. Well, it sounds like something, doesn't it? But now I want more predictability in this. So how can we do this? First I'm going to use this and then probably not record over any of the tracks, but I want something like a, you know, kind of a four on the floor kind of thing. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna actually use the vocoder on this. This sounds kind of cool. But I gotta enter a pattern that actually matches my notes. So yeah, alright, this is cool. I like this. Yeah. This is taking quite long, but I'm gonna take these 4 tracks and either I'm gonna bounce them down using the album and then start adding, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bounce them all down to the album and then I'm gonna start add more tracks. And if I wanna lo-fi it a bit more, again, I would crank up the speed and then record to the tape, which will also save me time, and then record the tape back down to another tape and pitch it down, which maybe I'll do that. Maybe a master effect on top of all of this. So gonna do this and this. Alright, so I've got this performance recorded with additional reverb, which I think is the version that I'm gonna use. And now I'm gonna go to a different kind of tape, the Porter 4-track, and record all of this onto the Porter 4-track. Why not? I'm gonna record it at... Let's stop this. We're gonna use the ear input. So I'm gonna go back to here where I had the vocoder. And for that, just do these hi-hats here and then see what else we can do. So we go back to the beginning, in, out. Hopefully the timing is not shifted too much from resampling through the album, but if it is, who cares? And I'm going to use the hold sequencer because this one will make it much easier for me to hold the note instead of having to do it myself. So now it's holding the note and I can drone to my heart's content. All right, I think this time I got a bit of a better performance out of this. And that's really the idea behind this, is to perform the music in one go and then record it. And maybe on top of this, I'm gonna add some vocals now that I'm just gonna record through the microphone. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a new track and try it out. Turn this up. And again, I'm gonna go through the vocoder and turn the mix up all the way. So this means now my vocals go through this effect as well. Let's try it out. Maybe I'll try to record it at a lower speed this time, which will take ages. And I'm gonna record it in reverse as well. Why not? We can do it. All right, let's see. I mean, I'm sure there are many, many weird notes in there, but that's just how it is. I might actually do one more take and then splice them together. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now double speed it and do a little walkthrough. So I think I'm gonna stop it here and play the song for you in a minute. By no means is this a masterpiece. There are many wrong notes in my singing and so on. I'm not a singer by far, but the point of this is to show you a little bit of how I like using the OP-1 field and why I think it's a relevant instrument, and although it has a lot of limitations, it can be fun, and also it opened my mind to a new way of working. And actually, this new way of working is a very old way of working, because bands in the past would have recorded like this. Of course, they had 4-track recorders or 8-track recorders, and they already had the song structure, so the arrangement was already done before they went to record. So the whole arrangement process that we go through these days wouldn't have been the same, because nowadays, most people create a loop with all their instruments in a MIDI sequencer, then they copy and paste it, and then they take out instruments, put new ones in, and so on, and go about the arrangement process last. But here, the arrangement is already done before I do the recording, which means that now the arrangement is done. I've recorded all my tracks, and that's it. The song is finished, if you want to say so. Of course, this is not a very good song, but anyway, that's my point. Using this method, I record all my performances in one go. That means one track will record for 2.5 minutes or however long I need it to be, and that's it. That track is done. And then when I go to record my next track, the cool thing is that now I have someone to jam with, because track 1 is my jamming partner, so to speak. So I'm jamming with myself. I'm hearing what I previously did on that track, what kind of knob movements, how the intensity of the song changes, and then with my next track, I react to it live by changing my knob movements in accordance to what I'm hearing from the previous track. I hope this makes sense. For me, this was really an eye-opener, and it's such a different way of working, and you get to very different results working this way than creating a loop, copying and pasting it, and maybe muting and unmuting a few things. So it's a lot more dynamic, but it also is unpredictable, and sometimes, you know, you can end up with garbage that nobody wants to hear, which this certainly could be classified as. But that doesn't really matter. It's a nice exercise, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would appreciate a like, a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think of this? Have you used the OP-1 like this? Or what is your workflow with the OP-1? And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell. Hope to see you in the next one. Until then, have a wonderful time. Peace. I almost forgot. I said I would play the song, so let's do that now. And actually, I'll play the drum sequence on top of that because I thought it sounded good. So let's go. Thank you for watching.